Okay, sorry about that video cutting off. Thank you for joining me back for the next part. So we're at the triad at the bottom of page 406. Sherry found the area of the patio by composing the shapes as shown at the right. How is Sherry's strategy different? So Sherry took the picture and she used the second way that we did it. Just gonna scroll back up here. And she took those two, I guess not the second way, but she took those two triangles and she put the blue pieces together, and then she put the green pieces together and she made 2 by 3 rectangles. So let's go ahead and find the area of that and see if Sherry's area is the same that we found in our other two ways of decomposing the patio shape. So I now see 3 rectangles. So the first one is going to be right here, which area equals length times width, which is 3 times 2. 6 meters squared. We're going to do the second one right here. So that area is length times width, which is 4 times 6. Area equals 24 meters squared. And then we can find the third one, which is right here. Area equals 2 times 3. Area equals 6 meters squared. So we found all 3 areas. We add them together. We say 24 plus 6 is 30, plus another 6 is 36 meters squared. So we get the same answer as when we decomposed into the rectangle into identical triangles, and then we also decomposed it into a square. So decomposing this shape in many different ways, we are still able to find the area. The important part is making sure that you are decomposing it in a way that is appropriate. We knew that taking the 3 by 2 right here, where we stole from this triangle. So we kind of stole the 3 by 2. We got the triad shape looking up here just by cutting this in half. Because then that was 3 by 2. So that is the answer to example 1. Try it. Well, let's go over to example 2. Okay, in example 2, it says to subtract to find the total area. So the Robinsons are planning to resurface the path that surrounds their garden as shown. What is the area of the path? If you take a peek at this picture, you can see that the pathway is in here, and there is a section in the middle that is my garden. And so that part is going to get taken away from the total area. It says the area of the path can be found by subtracting the area of the garden from the total area of the garden and path. Step 1 is to find the total area of the garden and path. And to do that, we just do the length times the width, which is 8 times 7, which is 56 meters squared. The second step is to find the area of the garden, which is inside the path. So we look at 4 times 3, which is 12 meters squared. Now we subtract the area from the garden, from the total area of the path. From the total area, we are going to subtract the garden, and that's going to leave us with the area of the path. So we take 56 meters squared minus 12 meters squared, and we get a total of 44 meters squared. All right, let's take a look at example 3. Find the area of a polygon on the coordinate plane. Each square represents 1 square meter. Okay. The floor plan for a new stage at a school is sketched on a coordinate plane, and that's the picture that we have right here. A flooring expert recommends bamboo flooring for the stage floor. How much bamboo flooring in square meters does the school need? That is not a regular shape that we can use the area to find the area of. So step 1 tells us to decompose the polygon, find the needed dimensions. So in order to decompose it, we're going to break it into shapes we know. For this particular stage, we're going to draw a line here, which gives us a rectangle, and then it's going to give us Okay, so we're dividing this shape up. I have a rectangle here. Let me grab another color. I have another rectangle here. And then I have a triangle. And obviously some of them share sides, and that's totally fine. Measurements, like we need this 11 for length times width. For the triangle, we have the 5 and the 4 because this is our right angle here. And then for this rectangle here, we have a 6 and a 4. So we start with the right triangle, 1/2 base times height. We have 1/2 times 5 times 4, which is 10. Then we do our rectangles, 6 times 4, which is the smaller rectangle, is 24. 11 times 5, which is the bigger rectangle, which is 55. We simply add those 3 areas and we get 89. And so we need 89 meters squared of bamboo flooring. Let's take a look at the triad. For this triad, it asks us to find the area of the shaded region in square units. So we're going to assume that each one of these is just 1 unit. I'm going to find the area of this quadrilateral, and then I'm going to subtract the area that's on the inside. So first, let's find the measurement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. I'm going to count the height right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I find the area of the shape, that's base times height. That's 5 times 4, which is 20 units squared. And now I need to take away the inner part that is missing. So I'm going to find the area of that space, which is, there's 2 by 2. Which is 4 units squared. So if I take 20 units squared minus 4 units squared, I'm going to end up with the area of 16 units squared of that shape. Okay, I want you to turn the page. I always like to take a look at the key concept. It goes through information that could be useful later on in topic 7 to refer back to. There are many ways to find the area of a polygon. You can decompose or compose shapes, or you can use addition or subtraction to calculate the area. So that statement right there just is kind of the synopsis of what we looked at just now. You can use addition. That's where we find the area of these 3 shapes, and then we add it together. This side, we're using subtraction. We find the whole thing, and then we take away the part that's missing, which is that little triangle. I want you to come down here to the do you know how, and I want you to try number 4 and number 5. So pause this video and answer number 4 and number 5, and then come back and check your answers. Okay, I'm going to go through. Now, it's important that your final answer is the same. It is not important that we get the same exact shapes when we decompose. Your mind might think about it differently. As long as we get the same area, it'll be fine. That's why I showed you in the beginning when we looked at a couple different ways to decompose the initial shape. For number 4, I'm breaking it here. And so that shows me a rectangle and a rectangle. The area of a rectangle is length times width. So for this first one, I'm just going to shade it blue. I have 10 times 8. That area is 80 inches squared. So I'm going to change colors, and now I'm going to look down here. This one, I see it's 6. I'm using still length times width. This whole height is 20, but I only need this height. So I need to do a little quick problem solve. If the whole height's 20, this is 8. If I say take 20 minus 8, that gives me the smaller height. So the area of that is 12 times 6, and that equals 72. That's not a very nice 2. 72 inches squared. Now I found the 2. I need to put them together to get the answer. So the area of the whole shape is 80 plus 72, which is 152 inches squared. All right, I'm going to pause it, erase, and then come back for number 5. Okay, so for this problem, it gives us the vertices. And with a polygon, it's giving us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vertices. So I'm going to plot those points and then connect them to make my shape. And you should do the same. Okay, so there's our shape drawn. You can see like my dots are in pink and then I connected the lines with that greenish color. So you can decompose the shape however you want. I see this shape. I see a triangle and then a rectangle down here. So I'm going to now label the measurements. I'm going to start with the rectangle. So if I'm at from 6 to 12, I know that that's 6 units. And I'm here -4 to 2, so that is also 6 units. So that actually is a square, 6 by 6. Now I'm going to look up here at this triangle. So for the triangle, I have to find the height by going from the tip of the point down to the base. The base is 6 because it's the same as the bottom of my square. But the height is 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to find first the area of my square, which is length times width. Area equals 6 times 6. My area is 36. I'm just going to use units squared. So now I want to find the area of my triangle. Area of a triangle, I'll write it up here, is 1/2 base times height. So my area for this triangle is 1/2. The base is 6 and the height is 3. 6 times 3 is 18. Half of that is 9. The area is 9 units squared. In order to find the entire area, I simply add both areas that I found. 36 units squared plus 9 units squared. The total area is 45 units squared. All right, good luck.